What's up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR, and I have a first for the 3TR channel. One of my viewers slash PlayStation Network friends named Little Big Yoda made a Spider-Man fan film, and he wanted me to review it. And after getting to watch it a couple times, I got a lot to say about it, but I'm going to try to be as nice as I can and at least acknowledge how this video could have been better. Now, to actually go over the entire plot of this video is that Spider-Man has overslept for some reason, and he's late to his date with Mary Jane. Mary Jane gets tired of him being late, and so she breaks up with him. And then he mourns for about a month, and then when he sees her again, her car is being stolen from someone, and so he blows it up, and apparently Mary Jane might be a little bit upset about that. That's what I got in terms of the overall plot. The problem is that the video itself and the plot has trouble making sense of itself. There were too many things I found in this video that didn't make sense in its own continuity, and that made it kind of hard to enjoy. There were certainly a lot of points in this video that could have been funny, and there's certainly a lot of changes I would have made that would have made this make sense to itself. But I'm just going to run through everything that happened and kind of my thoughts as I was watching the video. And I actually wrote down notes too. So, the first question that pops in my head is, why was Spider-Man still in the suit? This is never explained. I don't think I would have done a video like this with just a guy in a suit. I would have at least had him out of it, and I would have done the whole Peter Parker and Spider-Man thing. That's always important. I mean, you cannot have Spider-Man without Peter Parker. You can't have Batman without Bruce Wayne unless it's like Terry McGinnis or Dick Grayson. So that was the first one that I would have changed. Number two, I would have made sure the guy talked. Whoever Spider-Man has to be Peter Parker, and they have to talk. Number three, why was Spider-Man cleaning in his suit? I mean, if he's going to at least be cleaning himself and keep the mask on, at least when he was brushing his teeth, have him actually raise the mask so he can brush his teeth. If he's going to wash himself, actually go shirtless and see him cleaning himself. At least you're seeing that he is cleaning himself. You cannot clean yourself in the suit. That doesn't make sense. Even Spider-Man will take off the suit and throw it in the washer and dry it and make sure it gets clean. Here's a big filming error that I missed the first time, but when I saw it the second time, I thought it was kind of hilarious. There's a shot where Spider-Man is pulling out in his car. Why he's in his car, I don't know. Why isn't he web swinging? No explanation. But as he's pulling back, he has his suit on with a jacket and a hat on. But when you cut to the scene with the car actually pulling back, you can clearly tell it's someone else driving the car. And it's actually someone who's actually someone else later on in the video, which I thought was kind of hilarious. But the next scene, when you see him actually walking up to meet with Mary Jane, he has his suit and his jacket back on. So it's clear that whoever was driving the car and pulling out of the driveway were two completely different people. That's kind of a big filming error. Next thing that we have is that he then is really saddened about it. That part I understand. He's watching Spider-Man. Okay, I can understand the symbolic message here. He's heartbroken, and you see Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man as Peter Parker crying because Uncle Ben just died in that film. That makes sense. But then we jump to a month later, and Spider-Man is still walking. Why is he still walking? Spider-Man would never just be walking around. He would be web swinging. And if he can't be web swinging, there has to be some explanation. The way I would have done this, I mean, I understand that some people do have budgets and you can't always have someone web swinging. I couldn't do that myself, but what I would have done is I would have at least had a shot somewhere in an alleyway or somewhere in a parking lot, have an empty shot, and then whoever is in Spider-Man suit, at least have them jump down. Jump down from some height where we cannot see them, so it looks like he was web swinging and he's hit the ground for some reason. And then you find out that, oh, Mary Jane's here. That's why he stopped. Okay, that makes sense. And then, as Mary Jane leaves her car, we see a guy who apparently is going to steal her car. Now, this guy is wearing a Venom shirt. Mind you, Venom shirt, not a Venom symbol shirt. So I don't even know at this point if this guy's supposed to be Venom or not. Maybe he's just a regular car thief. We don't know. But he steals Mary Jane's car and he attempts to drive off, and apparently it then switches to some stock footage from a Japanese show of Spider-Man, and Spider-Man calls on this flying car to blow up the car. and you don't even see the car in the last shot before the blast. I mean, if you're going to have Spider-Man blow up a car, at least show the car there and then flash it out to a white flash, showing that the car was blown up. And then if you're going to have Mary Jane say, my car, at least have Spider-Man give like a comment back saying, well, that's what happens when you break up with me, adios. And at least Spider-Man in that way has the last laugh. It's like, in that context, it makes sense. It would make sense why Spider-Man is in the suit, because he was tired and he didn't want to take off the suit because, you know, it was really early on and he didn't feel like taking it off. It would make sense why he is driving, because his web shooters aren't working. And it makes sense why he would blow up Mary Jane's car, because she broke up with him and broke his heart. So heck, you break my heart, I'm going to blow up your car. That makes sense. But the video doesn't make any attempt to make it make sense. So, I'm not saying this was a terrible video, I just think that there was a lot of potential for this to be funny. It just wasn't handled as best as it could. So I'm sure this was probably your first attempt, and I understand what you were probably going for, but you know, you have to work on making things sense and at least shooting things the best way that they can to the best of your abilities. So I won't give this video a rating, but I will say that for a first attempt, a lot of mistakes, but at least you kind of helped me have an idea of what you might have been shooting for. And I appreciate that. And so I did generally have a little bit of enjoyment watching the video, despite its problems. So I'm going to leave a link to that video in the description down below, and I really would like you guys to tell me what were your thoughts on the video. I mean, heck, Little Big Yoda, if you have little explanations that you can help me understand the video, please tell me in the comments down below as well. And if you like this video, feel free to like, comment down below, and please subscribe to track me in my future video reviews. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I'll see you next time.